Hi, this is just a small add-on, to say the least, to my video that I uploaded yesterday, where I talked a little bit about some comics, graphic novels, and manga that I normally read beside all the webcomics I'm talking about. And one thing, I would say at least to 90%, that comes up when I talk with people about my collection. They immediately see that I'm not only having books there, but in my bookshelf, but also a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays from different animes. And one thing I can guarantee, that a lot of people think that because I always say this, that this is my favorite story, say that they think that the Spice and Wolf anime is one of the best, or my personal favorite. And I would lie if I would say that I don't like this one, but surprisingly, it isn't my favorite. This has some small reasons. The first one, I think the anime isn't bad, but for people who haven't read the light novels, or at least the manga adaptation from that, they might be a little bit lost, because a lot of parts are missing in this case. Some things are a little bit are changed, but a lot of parts aren't there. They had to condemn the whole story. So I think for people who have never read the story, never heard about, or don't know what's going on, this might be a little bit boring. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. One thing I really didn't like is the ending of the second season, because it's an open end, and we won't see anything new in this case. But yeah, it's a great anime, and I stand to it, but it's not my favorite. But one thing I will say, and I know I will piss a lot of people off with this one, I say it's one of the best English dubs. I stand to it, and the reason why I say this is even better than the Japanese dub is because Brina Palencia did a fantastic job with voicing Hollow, and it's really, if you never have seen, or if you know this one, never have seen the English dub, try it out. You will be surprised. She's really doing a fantastic job. Yeah, but this isn't what I wanted to talk about today. There are two anime I really enjoy, and I'm really watching very often when I can. Sometimes only specific episodes, sometimes really the whole series. But I always get these kind of are you serious face and look when I say that these two are my absolute favorite. And I can understand where the people are coming from, because these two are, how to put it, not that easy to watch through. Mostly because the way the story is presented, and how quickly the story moves on. You will see. I think most of you know them, and most of you have seen at least one of them, and at least heard of one of them. The second one, I have no idea how popular it is. I personally think most people never heard of, or many people never heard of this one. But yeah, let's take a look. The first one is, believe it or not that old. It's from 2011, and it's Steins Gate. Now I don't have the Blu-rays at the moment. This is the game box, but the logo is the same. So I just put this one as a stand-in. Yeah, I really like this one. The reason why I really enjoy Steins Gate is, first off, I think the time travel aspect in this one is really done great. It's not your typical or stereotypical way they went with it. They're they're making fun of it in so many ways, and that's kind of the point. What I really enjoy, I enjoy the characters, and this is the point where I have to say I think this is the problem most people have with it, because the story is really slow, because the first, I would say 12 episode, the first half of the whole season is just concentrating on the characters. Nothing really is happening. And if you watch it with someone who never watched this one, most of them will say, are you sure? There's nothing happening and there's nothing going on, and they will try stopping to watch. But believe me, if you survived, and I know that it sounds very very strange saying this one, if you have survived the first 12 episodes, you will, believe me, the wait will be, it will be definitive something you will most people will like, because what happens there is everything that they build on in the first half of the series. It's something like, let's say it's crashing down in so many cases, and then you will see that everything they went through in these first episodes, it was to establish the whole ending, the whole final. And even if you come to the final, there is still something happening there. I know it sounds strange, but believe me, it's something you have to experience for your own, because the whole ending I personally really love the ending. There are two endings in this one, and I just don't want to talk about it. Maybe I will do one where I talk a little bit more and spoiler it, but believe me, the wait for the ending and for overcoming the first half of this anime, it's worth it. It's absolute worth it, because the sheer insanity what's happened at the end, how all these things that were built up in the first half, and I'm really talking from the first episode. We are going back to the first episode in this case. It's really worth it. If you're a fan from these convoluted, very, I would say, more difficult storylines, check it out. It's really fantastic ride. If you're a fan of different kind of time traveling stories, definitely check it out. If you're a fan of character driven stories, also check it out. They really only concentrate on the small roster of characters, and this is what makes it so fascinating. You want them to be okay when everything stops, and when you see what happens after one of the last episodes, you say this can't be the ending. Let's say it this way. You hope there's something else happening, and like I said, definitely check it out. It's very difficult to sit through, I won't deny that, but and it won't be for people who are searching for something that's you can watch on the quick. This is one most people I have met and really liked it, watched it nearly in one go, because when you stop somewhere between, I think it's a little bit harder to get back into it. I have seen it when it was released, and I had to wait for every episode, and it was hard. Mostly, at the end, I waited until the whole series was released and checked them out in one go, because it's the way the story is presented. It's just better to do that. So yeah, this to Steins Gate. Definitely a recommendation, but like I said, not a recommendation for people who are just checking or just searching for something quick to watch. It's definitely the experience. The experience is worth it, but it's something very different in this case. This brings me to the second one I really enjoy, and this one I think everyone who has met me, at the end they understood why I really loved this story, but they never really got into this one, and this one is called Mad Legs. I know I really don't know if many people knew this one. This one from B Train, and mostly people know that name from the anime Noir. And To be honest, Noir was one of my absolute favorites until I saw Mad Legs. The reason why I thought Noir was a great one, mostly I like the characters in the way the whole world worked, with all this mystery, all these everything what happened, what was with these assassins and so on. I really enjoyed it, mostly because I thought also the soundtrack was amazing. It was one of the best soundtracks I have heard through that time, and I know there are again a lot of other anime with great soundtracks, but this specific spoke to me in many ways. Then I heard they did this. This was a follow-up, and I started it. I started the first episode, and yes, I was hooked from the beginning. The first part was really, it was the soundtrack that hooked me, but the second thing that hooked me really, and this is the part where most people say they can't work with this one, or that they don't like this one. The story is presented in a way that you have two main characters, and their stories are really going parallel. You're jumping between them. You have this schoolgirl somewhere in security, living in security, and going her daily or just trying to live her daily life in so many ways. And you have this kind of soldier character that lives in this fictitious country and goes on her also her daily life, but her daily life is war, and it's very fascinating to see these two very very different characters. And the thing is, you will immediately get something that's very strange. There is a lot of mystery, a lot of supernatural elements there, and the way between them they also switch sometimes to specific characters and tell a story between just from this point of view, from a character you never have seen before. And like I said, at first you think this is something very strange. You don't understand what's going on, why specific things happen with these characters, and yes, but this is the whole beauty of this one, because all these small parts, they may look like they're just disconnected, but all these threads go together at the end, and the way they put them together is what I really love about this one. There are specific points where the stories really intertwine in a way that I would say this way, there's just this is not a spoiler, because like I said, the whole story intertwines. When the first time our two main characters meet, I will say meet in one case, the way is we get the whole picture stands still. We hear nothing. We only see one picture. And then it's gone, and we get back to everything in motion. Soundtrack gets back. They're talking. I know this sounds strange, but believe me, it's absolutely brilliantly. They did it brilliantly, and the end reason, what connects everything. Also, I think they did a really great job, because people always tell you that they can see what happened or what will happen miles away, and I think if you watch this one, I would say only a very very low percentage will know what the final answer is, and what why this all is happening. And even they, I would say, at least have read something about the story, because if you go totally blind into the story, you won't see it coming. And even through these supernatural elements, the ghosts that are talking about, and there's not much you can see coming. Let's keep it that way. But yeah, definitely, I would love to do one of this. Also, would talk a little bit more deeper about it. But again, it's just a quickie. I just wanted to add this one. But yeah, I would say if you never have seen it, I would say try it out, but also the same like it's Steins Gate. This is one I would say watch it in or binge watch it, because I think when you stop somewhere and just wait a week, you won't come back into the story, because like I said, it's both of them are a little bit more complicated in their own ways, and this is what, like I said, most people don't like. I really enjoy these kind of stories that are intertwined, that have so much extra stuff in them, and this is why. Or let's say it this way. Yes, I enjoy movies like. Let's say something like I'm not talking about anime now. Let's get to Fast and Furious or something like that. Yes, I enjoy them. These are stupid films. You're just switching off your head. You're just watching something explode on the screen. But for me, I like stories that are a little bit more intelligent. I don't need something like Tree of Life or something like that. Don't get me wrong, but I really enjoy stories they're a little bit more that have a little bit more depth than your standard action story or something like that. If you follow my short comic introduction, you may know what I mean with this one when I talk about the stories specifically, why I really like them. There are a lot of comics where I just enjoy the characters, but I really or what's happening, but mostly when I talk a little bit longer about them, then it's mostly because I really enjoy these more deeper storylines in some case. And again, these two series I really love. I know I think I'm one of the few people that would say this, but I stand to it. I really enjoy them. I really love watching them again and again, and yeah, I have a lot of others I really enjoy, but these two are my favorite ones. Until the next one will come out in this case. Let's see. So yeah, thanks for watching. This video was planned to be just a short one. Now we are nearly 80 minutes long, but yeah, if you have watched this one, thank you for watching, and see you soon with something new. Bye.